the weekend. Ain't got a care in the world. Opening up bottles with my girls. It's time to get right. It's time to get right. We gon' be the ones with our hands in the air, looking great, feeling good. Interrupt, I'm wishing that you would get right. It's time to get right.
Welcome to our world, my beautiful people. It is the weekend, and you have definitely chosen the right night to get it right with this fantabulistic couple recording live from KMWI Media. I'm sorry, I messed the whole thing. Welcome to our world, my beautiful people. It is the weekend, and you have definitely chosen the right night to get it right with this fantabulistic quarter.
And it takes three.
Okay, take three. We are not supposed to be going through this. I am so nervous today, and I don't even understand
Well, can you
why.
come on so we can start the show?
Okay, welcome to our world, my beautiful people. It is the weekend, and you have definitely chosen the right night to get it right with this fantabulistic couple, recording live from the beautiful executive suites of
KMWI-Media.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host of the show. My name is Erica, and this is my beautiful wife.
And I'm Shantae.
And we are the McDays. I don't know what is going on with me today.
Girl, that's because Kenny over here.
Oh my god. Oh, yeah, so you can go ahead and cut the camera on, sweetie, because we have a special guest
Yes,
today.
he over here already clowning. That's why she over here nervous.
Over here clowning.
We ain't
Blame the guests. Blame the guests.
Yeah, we are going to blame the guest because he tap danced the whole time. He was like, can I be on the show? Can I be on the show? Can I? Yeah, so I'm
did
just
tap
playing.
dance.
Kenny, I'm not trying to put you on the spot like
I'm
that.
waiting for my
We
check
do
in.
love you, and that's why you're able to invade our space on this table
Absolutely.
today. That is the reason why we brought you on here, but we do love you. Thank you for coming on the
Thank
show.
you for having me.
We are going to badger you this whole show. Just
Okay.
want you to know for the next
Okay.
hour, so just get ready.
I'm ready.
Anyway, you guys, we want to
I'm
thank
ready.
y'all so much for tuning in. We do have our special guest, Mr. Kenny, my beautiful wife right here. And today's title of the show is Who's Your Daddy?
Not yo.
I said yo.
Yo.
I said who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
Who's,
Your daddy
who's
or
your daddy?
Yo daddy.
Your daddy.
Who,
your daddy?
who's
Who
your
your
daddy?
Who your daddy? Ain't that what you said?
Yeah,
Who
today-
Who your daddy?
your
Oh,
daddy?
We know East Coast.
You know
Who's your
what?
daddy?
Well, East Coast, we gonna talk about this Texas South Coast. How about that?
Who's your
How
daddy?
about that? Who's your daddy? Anyway, today is Father's Day, so we do want to say Happy Father's Day to each and every father out there and mother that has to be a father to their children. So we do want to say that Happy Father's Day to you guys.
Happy Father's Day to my daddy. He at work.
He is at
He
work.
a hard grinding working man.
He sure is. And happy Father's Day to my father, to my papa, Mr.
Oh,
Mac.
Papa.
Yeah, my papa. Because
Oh,
I don't
Papa
call him
Mac.
daddy. I call him Papa. Papa
Happy
Mac.
birthday. Happy Father's Day to CC.
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 Mr. CC with that
Mr.
long
CC
ponytail.
Cecil.
Mr. CC Cecil.
I want to say
Hey,
Happy
hey.
Father's Day to all of the fathers.
Okay.
All of them.
All of them.
Because, you know, they
doesn't
don't get
matter.
the recognition that moms get.
Right.
But that's okay.
That's
That's
true.
really important. So,
Right.
I just want to wish all you guys a happy Father's Day. Enjoy it with your chillins.
Well, happy Father's Day to you too. You know you don't have none. I know you
I
fathered a couple of
I
people.
fathered a couple of them. But
Yeah, it
Try to
takes
father-
a village.
You
You
said
try to father
I
me.
raised a couple. I didn't father them. At least I didn't bring them in here biologically. but
Well,
did raise
I
them.
mean,
That's the same thing,
listen.
right?
The same thing.
You've, I'm
Okay.
sure you have fathered somebody at some point.
He tried to
Matter of fact, I
father,
got
he
it.
tried
I
to
got it.
father us, but clearly it don't work.
Well, I'm trying.
It
but,
works
y'all-
sometimes.
No, it don't.
He get
you
us
know.
together
He bullied us
sometimes.
on this show.
He bullied us in this studio.
Well, see, you guys are so humorous. You guys laugh it off.
We
So,
sure
you know,
do. We sure
you
do.
know,
And that's a good thing. That is
take it
most.
seriously.
That's most
But
definitely
you know,
a
I
good
did get a
thing.
comment from a friend. You guys know him. He sent me a Happy Father's Day. He said, even though I know you're not one, it kind of touched me a little bit.
Okay, that was really sweet. That was
Can I say
nice.
something?
It's very, yeah,
Rashad Perry from Trouble Net.
Well, you
Thank
already
bro.
know.
Appreciate it.
That
Appreciate
was
it.
good.
that's my homie.
That was good that he you know could bring that to
Yeah,
your
yeah,
attention.
Wow, you know.
Well, sometimes we
It's
don't know what roles we play in a person's life
you know,
until they
that's
say
true.
something.
But it
right.
takes
You
a
know?
real man to acknowledge another man that, hey, they play
Yeah.
a role. So,
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to
I
Rashad.
appreciate it.
Yes,
I
that
appreciate
is.
it,
That's
yeah.
real. So
Appreciate you, bro.
yeah, we love you.
Well, come on with
So
your shout out.
come on with the shout outs, you guys. First and foremost, I do want to say, rest in heaven, Shari J. My best friend passed away on the 14th, you guys, and I do want to say rest in heaven. She is the one that wrote and composed the song that is our intro
A
song.
great song.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great
it is.
song. She'll forever be remembered, you guys. So I do want to say rest in heaven, Shari J. Hill. I love you. And then I want to say happy birthday to Miss Janiyah, because we did her photo shoot last night. We were a happy sweet 16, because that is a tough
That's another-
age to be stepping up to. You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out to
I
Demarius, girl. You did that.
Yeah,
you
you
tried,
did.
baby. You came on in there.
Her mother went all out for her 16th birthday,
Okay.
and she, you know what I'm saying. So we had the opportunity to spend a little time with her last night doing her.
Guess whose birthday it is?
Whose birthday?
Happy birthday to Maisha
My Isha. Her birthday today.
today.
Okay, well, happy birthday, my
She having a
Isha.
whole party at tacos and tequilas right now that we can't go.
Oh well, that's okay. We on there. Well, so happy birthday. When you see this, happy birthday. To
Uh-uh.
you.
Can
Happy
you get the music
birthday.
playing? No.
Happy
no,
birthday.
No.
Do you have
Put it in the spot.
any special shout outs?
Who your shout outs?
No, I'm
I shout out to
asking-
Jesus for waking me up this morning. Ain't through who
I mean, hallelujah, because I was waiting. You normally say it without me having to push it up out of you.
Push
So-
it up out of me.
Push it up out of you.
Okay, Erica.
I'm going to need you to be nice
You
today.
know,
Oh, my
you make it sound
God.
like she was constipated.
That's what I'm
Really?
push it up out of you.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
get to choose no choice
See,
of
that's
words.
when people
and then
got their minds in
vocabulary.
other spaces and other places.
Oh,
if you would have
spaces and
just
places.
other let me
that
tell
again
you,
5 times.
other spaces and places. Hey, we gonna do a show called Spaces and Places.
Come on.
All right, but I do want to kick a special shout out to all of my wonderful friends and close family that I consider, or friends that I consider family. You guys know who you are. We had a really good time yesterday, and we're gonna talk about.
They know who
Juneteenth.
they are. Shout out to Shaniqua, Monique, Sharon,
Tanya, yeah, y'all
Erica,
already know.
me. They represent She Mad yesterday downtown.
Hey, we did. We
We
sure
did
did.
that.
We did.
Yeah.
So let me tell you something. We yesterday we hung out and we try to get together at least once a week or
Mm-hmm.
every weekend or something like that. So we set up arranged a trip on a massage chair tour.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it was
the
so
bus
lit.
has
I saw that.
massage chairs on it. You take your shoes off and you push the buttons and
You
you
sing karaoke.
then you get to ride. You sing karaoke while riding down the street. And the windows
Wow.
of the
Windows
bus
are
are
open. You can
open.
yell at the people.
Right.
Oh, it was
So
so
everybody
dope.
was outside dancing. We was like, hey, we was having
Where
a
y'all
good
find
time.
this stuff? I mean, it's
Well, I
just-
mean, we just random stuff that you look up or you
I
see
think
on
it came across one of
Facebook.
them screens. On
Right.
Facebook.
But we had a really good
it's
time.
a
So
really
we had
good
on
thing.
we had on all
She
of our Pride She Mad shirts. And so we walked into a bar because the tour bus takes you to a couple of bars. So we go to this bar and this Caucasian lady asked us, she was like, why are y'all so mad? You know what I'm saying? So when I explained it to her, I was like, she's motivated and dedicated to be the best woman she could be. They were like, oh, we like that. So we were like, hashtag stay mad
Right,
on the
right.
back. So that was a really, really
We
cool.
did some sake shots. Oh, I loved it. It
I
was
don't.
amazing.
I missed it because I was over
Is that
next
the
door
one
trying to buy me
with
some cookies.
That's the
honey.
one where they had like watermelon cider and they put the sake shot on top or
on top of two
chopsticks.
chopsticks.
Oh,
And then
okay.
you beat the table. You say the I guess
Well, I
the
wasn't
numbers
there.
in Chinese
Right.
or whatever, and then you hit the table and it falls in.
But isn't it warm?
No,
No,
Isn't that served warm?
no, it's cold.
No,
Doesn't
it was
sell
like
at-
a-
they sell at
it was like room
Benihana's?
temperature.
Look, they sell at Benihana's.
I don't know.
No, I'm not sure.
I mean,
Chinese
sake is warm. Normally
Okay.
a warm drink.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Japanese,
Japanese
right,
drink.
right,
But
okay.
yesterday, I don't know. It was lit.
It was
though.
cool.
I
I
would have got
thought-
another one. They had
It was
one.
nice.
Yeah.
No, I missed both shots.
Erica
I was
over
next door.
having it that fat upper top row. Fat,
Yeah, that, but
fat
it
top
was
row.
speaking to me. But we passed by a little
Where
cookie
Erica
spot
at? We looking for Erica in the cookie shop.
down in Deep Ellum, and you don't get to taste stuff like that often.
Isn't
went
is
down-
everything back open down there?
Pretty much.
Except
It was
for
just
select
so
pizza?
hot yesterday that I don't.
closed.
Serious Pizza.
It's closed.
Yeah,
Right.
Serious Pizza. But it's a whole bunch of. We ate at a place called Bucky
Bucky
Moonshine.
Moonshine.
So it was like Southern.
It was like New
Cajun
Orleans kind of Cajun
kinda.
food.
Mhm. It was okay. I mean,
Okay.
it wasn't the best, but hey, it was pretty good. But we had a good time down in Deep Ellum. We had an opportunity to say Happy Juneteenth to a whole bunch of people. However, it was kind of awkward because we were in our apartments yesterday and we were coming home from all of our little festivals.
And this lady just came out of nowhere.
She was like, Happy Juneteenth,
guys.
like-
We was like, whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. I mean, she was nice. Erica talked to her all the time, but it was just caught us off guard. Like, we wasn't ready. Caucasian.
Yeah,
She
it was,
was.
and it was. I mean, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it and thank you. But y'all ain't been trying to celebrate us before, so don't start.
But you don't know that.
Well,
you can't
it
put her
ain't
in that
everybody.
category. You
It
don't know
ain't
her.
everybody.
It's not everybody. She could be the one of the people that's standing there with us fighting for our rights. So you
Okay,
never
I
know.
can say
You can't do
that.
that.
You know, she
But
just
that,
signed up.
but
She
that
be-
goes to show that we do need to have a conversation about that before
That
we.
should be an evolutionary. It should be talked all the time.
It should be
Absolutely.
talked. It should be talked about. First of all, you got to educate yourself on it because I didn't know a whole lot about it. I just know that Juneteenth was the day that Black people celebrate for freedom. I never looked into the depth of exactly how everything happened and why we celebrate it and why 1865 is so important. This and that or whatever. So before we start talking about, our fathers and what type of roles they played in our lives, I do want to touch a little bit, just a little bit, just a little
Did you
bit.
do your homework?
I did my homework.
Did you
However,
look at Instagram like I told you?
no, I
Miss
did
Tiger
not.
had a lot to say.
I did not. However, you can pull that up if you don't mind. Can you pull it up real quick?
That's gonna bring you crazy.
Well, Shantae was saying that somebody had asked us on Instagram if we were going to touch on this subject. Speaking on Juneteenth. That was not my plan. However, I do know how it plays a special part to me. And then I also look at it on the flip side on how my wife feels about it, because she says, bump the holiday. I need protection. You need to
Right,
protect
like,
me. You
protect
know what I'm
me.
saying? Protect me.
I get you. I mean, protect me though.
The question is, do y'all feel like because we're free, that we don't have the protection that we need? Do y'all feel like we don't have any type of protection as Black people or African Americans
When you say
walking around?
protection, what do you mean protection? Like,
Right now, with everything that's going on and the things that we've seen in the last 400 years, with Black people not feeling protected from the police force or the force task, when we say protection, protect us as a whole. Like,
I think we have. Okay, I ain't trying to get all serious. on
no,
the
but that's
show,
what this is gonna call for right
Yeah,
now,
but you know
just real
something?
quick.
Well, let me sip my water because y'all know how I am.
Oh, you know what? Can
Yes.
we hold that?
Yes.
I want to do my ad first. I
Do your
did
ad.
forget. I'm sorry. My bad. I do want to, you guys, first of all, we do always acknowledge our Black-owned businesses, small Black-owned businesses, and small businesses, period. However, I do focus on Black-owned business because we're trying to help build a better Black America. Therefore, I do this every week. Shantae and I, we make sure that we have up the right businesses that we can help promote that are right here in our own town, the DFW area, and in other cities and states. So I want to say, go back a couple of shows. We had Timonis, we had Miss
Salsa
Tammy
and
Batista,
Seasoning, yeah.
Timonis Salsa and Seasoning on here, and one of her business partners brought us daiquiris, and we had these pretty colorful, cold frozen
drinks I was
drinks.
drinking, it was so
You guys,
good.
but it's her name. The name of the business speaks for itself. And you guys, it is Delish Daiquiris. It's Mixed Emotions. So that is the name of the company. Delish Daiquiris Mixed Emotions. You guys, you do start having mixed emotions when you drink they drinks, because they are adult beverages inside of them, and they are really, really good. So Delish Daiquiris is a husband and wife owned business that sells frozen daiquiris, Kool-Aid pickles, and other childhood snacks with an adult kick to it. And when you guys, I say an adult kick,
An adult kid.
yeah, you start growing little hairs on your chest if you drink too fast
Not
and
little
too much.
hairs.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
just
gonna
means
make no
it's,
hairs on my
hey
chest.
baby, that just means alcohol strong and good. I mean, hey, that's what it is. So you can reach Delish Daiquiris, you guys, on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok at Delish Daiquiris. So any one of the social media avenues, you can find Delish Daiquiris. You can place an order with her on Facebook, on their Facebook business page, and or you can call the number at the bottom of the screen. Her name is Letta. You guys, you want to make sure that you contact Miss Letta because she does ship out. Don't ask me how she makes it happen, but she ships.
She just ships
these-
in plastic containers.
Hey, she ships them out and you get it good and frozen whenever you order it. I also know that you can place orders and pick up. I'm not from sure what the pickup, so you guys have to call. But you guys, her stuff is good. We've had the pickles as well. And
Wow.
if you're looking to have a party or an event, or you
Definitely
guys want to
order.
catch her just on GP, just to have something good and cold, refreshing to drink, or eat on, snack on, you guys make sure that y'all hit up Letta at the number at the bottom of the screen. That is Delish Daiquiris, you guys. She's in the DFW area, guys, so just make sure that you hit her up. And if you do live outside of the DFW area, she will ship these things to you. So
972-972.
yeah, I thought it was wrong, but hey, baby, I guess that she did.
That's smart though.
972 40.
40. You
Delish
remember that?
Daiquiris, you will remember that. And after you get, because y'all, these drinks are super frozen. They have lots of candy and different fruit stuff in the cup. So y'all should really, really definitely try them. So thank you so much, Ms.
Thank you,
Letta,
Letta.
for allowing us to advertise your business today. We normally do 2 businesses. However, we only have 1 today. So you
wonder
guys, I
why.
do want to push this right now. If you want your business, small business, to be promoted on our show, please message us on Facebook or send us some information about names of businesses that we can promote on the show because we are trying to build a better Black America.
Absolutely.
And it starts by doing small things.
It can
like
be any
this.
business. It doesn't have to be Black business.
It doesn't have to be Black business owned, but you guys know that's what I stress because.
Hey, I got a shout out.
Okay, dang, we just going backwards. This show was
That's
some.
okay.
There was
we
so
do this.
many
I show. I can do my show. I
Okay.
want to do my show. Don't do me.
I know that's right, girl. Don't do you, honey. Where the shout out go?
Shout out to BJ that did my makeup this morning.
Oh, hey, BJ. is-
Fantabulous.
Okay, so you guys, this right here is cool to me.
Yeah.
This young man has been doing makeup for 17
17
years as a professional. He has his own Mac store inside of DFW Airport.
He's a manager.
He has his own store. He's not. Nah. He's a little short, handsome guy, dark skin. But BJ, I just met him today, and I'm kind of mad at my brother and my best friend Nathaniel. I'm talking about you.
He watching too.
Yeah, because he just now introduced us to him, y'all. He has a beautiful spirit.
He does.
He is very, very talented with his craft, and I really, really do like the way that he did your
He
makeup.
competes in drag. And
He
he's
does.
Good.
He's
but he
really
competes
good.
in beard drag, so he keeps his beard though.
Yeah.
When I tell you that man is amazing.
Yeah, it is, and it was a delight. It was a delightful visit at his home
It
today.
was.
He welcomed us into his home. So shout out to Mr. BJ, and thank you, Nathaniel, for referring us to him because you know Shantae needed another makeup artist.
I didn't need one.
Yeah, she needed one, and that's how we gonna leave it at that. Thank you,
Throwing
brother.
sauce. Throwing
I'm gonna
sauce.
bring it down. Yeah, I know. But so you wasn't looking for a new.
I was testing people out. I mean, I have a list.
All right. Well, BJ won. Ding, ding, ding. We gonna ring the bell because we gonna keep him.
We can keep him.
We gonna keep him.
I'm still gonna test.
We're gonna
other
keep him
people.
on the team. You look beautiful, baby, by the
Thank
way.
you.
I love your makeup. It looks good.
It's
So
kinda rough
anyway,
today. I'm scared.
I'm not, baby,
She
I'm
can
only
handle me
handling
rough
her the way
today,
she
honey.
handled me. You know, and this girl can be sweet as pie when we at the house, but when we ain't at the house, I don't, y'all, Lord, oh Lord.
Take it nowhere.
She just can't take her nowhere. Say it again, Kenny.
Can't take her nowhere.
Take her nowhere. So anyway, are you done with your shout outs? That way we can roll into this little
Come on, with your,
Juneteenth
come on,
freedom.
Roland. Come on, Roland. Let me get my water.
Okay, we drinking water today out of our she mad cups. Don't be no hater. Just join the group. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, so Mr. Kenny, do you
Yes, ma'am.
remember what I asked you before?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I don't either. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna revise this.
Absolutely not.
As y'all can tell, I'm the producer of the show, and it's just as scattered as my brain is. So please forgive us, but we hope that you guys enjoy watching because we love talking to y'all.
Absolutely.
So anyway, Kenny, we're gonna talk about Juneteenth for just a minute, then
Right.
we're gonna start and get into some
Father.
conversation about who your daddy is.
Who my daddy
So
is.
yeah, who your daddy?
Okay.
Okay. So with Juneteenth being, what did I ask him?
I don't know. Just pick a question.
Okay, all right. So how do you feel? I'm gonna ask
You wanna
you.
take- okay.
How do you feel about Juneteenth now being
A national.
a national,
A
federal
federal holiday.
national holiday?
You know, I don't think, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't sure why
Okay.
we would make the national holiday. I wasn't sure because, so many stories about Juneteenth has been kind of mixed. And some people say it has to do with emancipation.
Right.
And no one's really talking about the 13th Amendment, which
Right.
really freed all slaves.
Right.
At all times.
Right.
So the Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed by Lincoln in
Abraham Lincoln in
1863,
1863.
right, in
Yeah.
his first term.
Yeah.
He signed it. That was pretty much a military indigence. So
Right.
blacks could join the military to fight
Okay.
the Civil War.
Right.
That was pretty much how it
They needed
started.
that.
Right. They did.
When
They
he won his
needed us.
second term, his goal was to end the Civil War.
Right.
The only way he can do it because the South was kind of stuck on slavery.
Right.
They wanted slave trade to continue.
Right.
And he said, well, look, if we stop the war, it's like a compromise at first. We
Right.
stop the war, then maybe that would end slavery.
Yeah.
And so he said, but it has to be written in documentation into law.
Yeah. So that's when he wrote it in
That was when
1863.
he signed it in 1865.
Okay.
The 13th Amendment, which freed people from slavery from all times.
Right.
So now I get confused with what is the mass, because when you hear it, it's like a couple months later is when the general came
Right.
and talked to the slaves in the South saying you
Right.
guys are free.
Yeah.
So did it happen in 1863? Did it happen in 1865 after the 13th Amendment? So I think that needs to be cleared up.
Well, that's what we were having a decent conversation before the show,
Right.
and I was bringing up the fact that I think we didn't find out about it in Texas in the South because after the Civil War, in 1865 when those soldiers arrived in Galveston,
And
Texas.
that's what I'm thinking it happened.
That's when
Right.
it happened.
So
That's when I
that's
feel
not-
like it happened.
But that's
so
not the Emancipation Proclamation.
it's not the
Right.
message, and that's why I think people should try and keep that separate. So if you're gonna,
The truth should be
I
told.
feel like it should be a holiday for Texas. Just like kind of a holiday like Mardi Gras for Louisiana.
Right.
Don't nobody
Right.
celebrate Mardi Gras. I mean, we do, but not like Louisiana. That's a holiday. Everything's closed.
That's
and
true.
Stuff like
Well,
that.
it was
New Orleans.
recognized in Texas long before it became law, wasn't it?
that part I don't know. I'm not
I
gonna
want to
speak
say
on
it
it 'cause
was
I'm not
recognized.
sure.
I want
It
to
wasn't
say it
just
was
an
recognized here.
Right.
It was. Yeah, but people don't know about it.
Right.
Like just like
That's
you're
true.
from Washington, you don't know nothing about that.
Well,
I mean, unless
I mean, I heard of Juneteenth.
I mean, but yeah.
we didn't participate.
Celebrate.
Well,
Right,
see, we
yeah.
have a friend, so I asked a question on Facebook today. I asked, what are your thoughts on Juneteenth? And our friend Marcus replied with, he's from
He's like, I
Chicago.
understand.
He said he didn't know nothing about Juneteenth until he came here. So was it a Texas thing? I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah, because
It started
that's
as a
where
Texas
thing.
it
Yeah.
started,
Makes
but
sense,
after,
right.
I think when I read, it said by 1983 or 1984 is when other states started.
That's
celebrating in the 80s.
Seriously talking about making Martin Luther King.
There you go.
His birthday,
right. So
So
that
it
was
was
the
it
whole
was
thing.
talk,
Right.
and it kept going. It took 40 some odd years, but I mean, I think when the context of the history is actually explained properly,
Right.
then I think it's a great day.
Well, in Black people, we have to have a better understanding
You gotta
because
have a better understanding.
especially if you're young, you're like, you don't know what you're celebrating for. You're like, oh, we're going to the
was
Juneteenth
before
parade.
me.
Well, what is the Juneteenth parade?
Right.
What is
Right.
that? What are we celebrating? But that's what it was known for us to celebrate by dancing, eating food, prayer and prayer services and going to church and doing all this extra stuff to celebrate was something that they did then. And I guess it's something that we just.
I think over time
decided-
it'll be corrected, but I think that overall it's a good thing because it marks the end of slavery for all Americans.
Right.
And
So
That's fine.
that's the good thing about it.
It is, but it's. I mean,
Here's
does
how my
it
view
still-
We gotta get
is.
the history right.
You can keep your holiday, protect me because we're still unprotected as a Black African American community.
See?
Point
See,
blank
that's-
in the
that's-
period.
And that's a whole nother. That's a
that's-
whole nother.
And I mean, that's real though.
Subject.
Yeah.
You can do that. You make it a holiday, whatever. Okay, yeah. Ooh, kudos for Black people. Yada yada yada. But
Do we
But
really
I'm
feel
still not
free? Is the
protected,
question.
Well,
Do we really
freedom
feel
is
free?
I think freedom is a state of mind, in my opinion.
okay,
It
There
is
are
a
laws
state
to
of mind.
protect all of us.
right.
So, I mean, all of us. If you're a U.S. citizen, you are guaranteed protection under the law. However, I'm not trying to sound like an attorney or we're talking on.
No, but I
Yeah,
mean
I think
that's real and it's deep.
But,
It really is.
we need to just embrace the law, learn what the law is, learn
Right.
what our protections are.
Right.
And then use them when you think it's necessary.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
everyone else does. Our problem is lack of knowledge. We don't have the information. We don't know what what the laws are protecting us. So if you don't feel safe under these current laws, then step up.
But why?
I mean, this the thing though.
Why we
Why-
not getting killed though?
Why is it so hard
You
for
know-
us to feel protected if white people don't?
Right.
Who said
It-
they don't?
I'm just saying, the common thing that you see, I'm going to give you an example.
Right.
I'm walking the dogs in the apartments about a week or two ago. There were some Black people at the swimming pool, not knowing that the swimming pool closed at 10 o'clock.
Right.
It was like 11. They're walking out of the swimming pool. A police swarms up and jumps out of her car and was like, don't you guys know that the pool closes at 10? They were like, we just moved over here, we didn't know or whatever. And she was like, well, you guys do not need to be down here. I'm listening, I'm standing, I'm listening. To make a long story short, she got back in her truck and they walked off. She let them go back to the apartment. They live in my building. Do you know these people were scared? They're walking through the parking lot and they keep looking back,
Scared.
I
trying
don't
to
know if
make.
that has
I'm
anything
just
with the law, though.
no,
That
but
was
my
an
point
individual
is,
situation, right?
it doesn't matter, Kenny. Black, because of what we see
Right.
and what's being done to our cousins
scared
and
to do
our
anything.
family members, we're scared to
Do
make moves,
anything.
regardless if there's a law set in place to protect us or not.
So I don't know if there's any nation on the planet that doesn't have individual people that step out beyond, especially people in authority, you know what I mean, that step out beyond their current laws and do certain things just because that's who they are.
Right.
So the law does not change character, it changes behavior. So once behavior starts to change,
Right.
and sometimes you got to know what the difference is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
you're
That's
right.
Once
true.
you, because law saying that I can't just come and slap you without getting in trouble for it.
Right.
Right? That's behavior.
Yeah.
My character is in my mind, I want to slap the shit out of you.
Right. That's
So
real.
it's not going to change that, but it can change over time. So right now, in some cases, we're not going to feel protected. We're not going to feel safe.
You're
But
right.
that's a
You're-
feeling.
I'm
Doesn't
glad
mean
you
the
can
law's not
acknowledge
there
that.
Okay.
to protect. I think we are protected.
Right.
I think the laws can be better, but in my opinion, and I'm saying that now, I might go ahead and get robbed. But hopefully not. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think it's a state of mind.
It is. It's a state of mind, and that right there, I think we should probably have a whole nother show dedicated to this because it's important that, because all of us feel different. You know what I'm
Everybody feels
saying?
different.
That's
All
what
of us
Tiger
feel
is.
And it's
different.
understood to feel different. You know what I mean?
Okay, so who is this from?
Tiger.
Okay, so you guys on Instagram, we have Tiger that made a comment and he asked if we were gonna do or speak about
Juneteenth.
right, if we were gonna gaslight the situation. So Shantae said, "Can you educate me on it?" And he says, "As you know, Juneteenth is a holiday now, which is gaslighting in its highest order. How do people be happy about Juneteenth but forgot the reparations? What about them killing the critical race theory bill or the 1865 project, which would demand schools teach the truth about racism? Why is that a 6-year-old boy can be shot by an Asian man for just simply retrieving his bike out of his yard? Why did the Asians get a hate crime bill passed before we could get lynching to be
That's
called
real.
a hate crime? HR 40 is extremely long bill to read, but its premise talks about black people's receiving reparations for those countries' past transgressions."
You know,
Wow.
Can I
is
can I give
deep.
some kudos right now?
Come on.
Yes,
yeah.
that is. I've
Tiger,
heard
we
of
haven't seen you in a minute in the studio.
that was
Yeah.
good, Tiger. That
How
was
smart,
real
I
good.
forgot how smart you really are.
Right.
So we'd love to have you back in the studio. You know, hit me up. If I see you at the rink, just hit me up.
Or you're welcome to come on the show because,
Come on.
baby, we
Yeah,
got
man,
something
'cause
we can
I
talk
forgot
about.
That's
that.
real.
That's
Like,
real.
That's real.
Right.
Very positive brother has a lot of information
Right.
that it needs to be shared with the rest of the world.
Right.
So yeah, I think that was a good comment.
That was,
Yeah, that was
absolutely.
that
I
was-
was like, whoa, okay.
It
like,
was a
yeah.
good comment, but I really strongly feel like we should probably resurface this because it's good conversation. It's stuff that I need to be able to go back and read because I don't like talking about stuff if I don't have some knowledge, you know, of
Right.
exactly what we're talking about. I don't know anything about the HR
HR 40.
40. Yeah, I've seen several comments on this as far as Juneteenth in the last few days.
Right.
I don't know anything about it, so let me
Right.
educate myself
Right.
a little bit more about it. We will come back to that and we're going to resurface this talk because it's important.
Yeah.
We got to teach our people. Each one teach one, right?
Each one teach
You know,
one.
for
Teach
real,
one.
Each
Absolutely.
one teach one. So what were you?
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, the HR, was it HR 45?
HR 40.
40.
HR 40?
Yeah. We were talking about it in school because it's how we teach.
Oh.
Yep.
And it's certain things they do not want us to teach.
Oh.
And they want us to take out of history because they do not want certain groups of people to feel bad.
You are kidding
Well,
me
I heard
on this,
McConnell
are
speak
you?
on that.
Wow.
I heard
Yes,
McConnell
that's what
speak
it's
on that
about.
recently.
So there's
Okay.
certain things in school, y'all. So if you guys didn't hear,
Slavery.
there's certain things that you can't talk
Slavery.
about.
So you can talk about
Slavery.
slavery.
See, you cannot.
And there are a
Because-
lot of things in the South
school.
that they don't want you talking about.
Right, because
Because
it makes
It
people-
might form retaliation against certain groups of people.
Well, no, it makes them. In the law, it says we do not want other races to feel bad.
Oh, so we just
Wow.
not gonna talk about
We're
it.
gonna-
Right.
we're gonna
And
sweep it
that's
under the
why
rug.
our children
Act like
do
it
not
didn't
get
happen.
So
They
that's
don't
another
get
form of
this.
suppression.
Well, it is.
Absolutely.
So,
It is
okay.
because if you are a black parent raising black kids, to me, this is my opinion, the only history or black history that they're receiving is what your parents are telling you. Or what your parents are teaching you. You're not
Or what you
learning it in
see
school
on TV.
or what you see on TV and you're gaining your own.
That's how I learned about a lot of stuff.
But know what I noticed, y'all? A lot of young black kids are becoming more activists.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I am
It's
that
seeing a
generation.
lot
It's
of
the generation
young
of young
children stepping up and knowing a lot about, what we're going through. So, we got to touch on that. That's
And
good.
accomplishments.
Huh.
Because no one talks about the actual accomplishments that we achieved here in America.
That's right.
The things that we did and that we established and
Right.
that we created.
Yeah.
Right.
We just didn't get the notoriety or our name placed
Wow.
on light bulbs.
Right.
Right.
I mean, everything.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're going to come back to that.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm gonna do a whole nother show, you guys. We're gonna talk about this because sometimes y'all see us and we funny, and sometimes we gonna be serious. But I want to learn. I want to teach you guys and be able to spread the news about what things that we can do to help better educate each other on, just Black History period altogether. And it ain't just celebrating it in the month of February. I wish we could do this every day.
Every day,
You
right.
know, every day. You know what I'm saying? You read your Bible every day. Let's learn about some Black history every day. Or you pray every day. Let's talk about Black history every day. You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely come back to that, Kenny. I didn't want to shut you down from saying anything. So did you have anything else to say about it?
No,
Oh,
I say what I had.
not at
Okay.
all. Not
Okay.
at all. Okay, so here we
that
go.
order.
So in that order.
Shout out to Rick
Hey,
Ross. He was here last night.
Don't do that.
He was. Let me tell you about. So your baby daddy, that you say Rick Ross.
Rick
came
Ross is my
to the
baby
Southern
daddy.
Pride event last night. He was supposed to be there.
Oh, his
to-
support.
No. Yeah, he support us.
Okay.
But he was supposed to. So Little Kim performed. Erica Badu performed. They say she kind of performed. Anyways, but
She kinda
They said
performed.
she did kind of. They was really
Right,
disappointed in her.
right.
Anyways, but when Rick Ross showed up, he was supposed to be there for the event. It ended at 3:00. He showed up at 2:55.
Are you serious?
Swear.
I'm telling you, he probably was just a walkthrough.
He was a double book. He said he had another event before that one.
Oh, well, that sound like they managers.
It sound like your baby daddy needs to get it together.
That ain't my baby daddy. You better know, as big as he is, he has a manager and he got people working his stuff out for him. Don't do him. Don't do Rick. Don't
We
do
need to do a
that.
show about tardiness.
No, yeah, we
should.
should. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. Before I talk about
Oh,
how
Lord, here we
my
go.
dad, I'm
Segue.
gonna tell you something.
Let me tell you how I met
Why is it?
Eric.
Because
Here we go. Come on.
I try to be timely,
Right.
But I'm timely.
certain people, we're not gonna say no names.
Shantae.
Certain people,
Say my own name.
yeah, certain people don't know how to prep early enough to get out the house on time. Am I saying it's always your fault? No, I'm not.
But I'm just saying,
However-
I don't prep early. When I prep early, that's when I get all the mistakes.
But she goes by the minute. She's like, okay, it
I'm a minute
takes 27
person.
minutes to get from here to Louisville. So we're gonna leave at
And we
11:30.
knock on his door at
11:30.
12 o'clock. Don't play with me.
But she don't consider traffic,
Nothing.
accidents.
Nothing.
She don't consider none of that. So
But I can't prep early. Like
I learned
I'm earning my clothes the night before.
I
I
learned
wear. I dream about
that
what
when
I'm
you're
wearing.
on time, you're actually late. And
Should
you're
be early.
late if
Should be
you're
early.
on time. So you're supposed to
I'm gonna
arrive
stay
at
late,
your
man.
appointments 15 to 20 minutes or maybe even 30 minutes if you're on an
Even if you're
interview.
just sitting in the car.
Even if you're
be
just
there,
sitting
you
in
know.
the car.
Erica, be honest. I be on time for stuff I want to be on time. for.
Sometimes.
all the
So what does
time.
that say
I
for
give it
everything
to
else?
you.
What you mean? I
Sometimes.
mean, if
What
I'm
does that
late,
say for
I'm fashionably late.
Oh,
for a
what does
reason.
that what does that mean for everything else though?
I'm fashionably
Things
late for a
you
reason.
want to be late.
I do.
You
I
gotta
choose.
be
Do you hear this? I'm fashionably.
Let me tell you. No, real talk. At work, real talk. This is no lie.
Mm.
And I don't know what happened. I work 10 to 7. It's 10 in the morning. Everybody should be up by 10 o'clock. Real talk.
Most
Okay.
people, yeah.
Okay. I get off at 7 p.m. Never on time. 10 o'clock. Ever.
That's
I
not
go
good.
working early and gotta be at work at 7 a.m.
That's not good.
on time.
Consider
Every
all you
time.
got to do is roll over and you're at work.
No, even still.
Yeah, because the other day, let
Work
me
from
tell
home.
y'all.
I mean,
the
I
other
was at work
day,
at 7 a.m. I was there on time. I was there out clocked in. at
She
6
clocked in
p.m.
and went and got back in the bed with that earpiece on. She sure
I
did. She got
Not
look.
at 7
She
a.m.
came and got in the bed like this.
Thank you for calling customer service.
She was laying on the pillow like this. She was. That's exactly what she was doing.
But I'm just saying,
anyway,
it just depends. Like, I know, but see, my thing is, and this is why I do that, because I know them early people, the 7 a.m. people, they can be late. They don't have a grace period. I do. Anybody, any schedule after.
Lord.
the
Y'all
7
know how
a.m.
this
people,
girl do on
they
her
have
job.
A grace, we have a 15-minute grace period. Okay, as long as I'm there before 10:15, I'm good. I don't get no knocks, I don't do whatever.
Wow.
But them 7 a.m. people, they don't have a grace period. I clocked on at the same time. At 7 o'clock, I'm getting that first call coming through, and they do be calling.
Look at Joy.
Cause she a hater, bro.
this just cause she ain't nobody but if y'all that know Shantae know how she worked that clock. Y'all know how
What do
she
you mean I
do.
work the clock?
Girl, y'all.
I am a good worker.
Anyway.
The boss gonna see this.
She not.
Anyway, that is
not.
that.
Hold up.
We not even gonna talk about that. We not.
She
We not
not.
gonna talk about it. We just gonna let you have it.
Well, whatever.
Whatever works for you. Her check ain't never short, so I don't have a problem with it.
Hey.
So whatever
It's
you
all that
do,
matters.
her check
Nice.
ain't never been a dime, dollar, penny short. So I'm not tripping. She ain't never had that issue. When we start bringing in
Ain't got no
short
write-ups, I ain't
paychecks,
got no points. I ain't got none of
so
that.
whatever you do works for you. Thank you for going to work. Shoot, that's all I gotta say. What
I
works
just need
for
you to make this $2 extra $1,000 so I can quit.
What?
Anyway, girl.
Is that a criteria?
No, ma'am. I'm
$2,000
no. It's
per-
not
You mean 2,000 extra per week?
right
For
or
her
per month.
goal. She wanted her to go.
I ain't
She had a
meeting the goal just
and
because.
she's meeting it.
I can
almost.
meet the goal all
She's
day.
2,000
When you
short.
quit, what are you gonna do?
I don't know if I'm in
Housewife?
business. No.
Mm,
Hey,
she,
that's
we
not-
gonna run a
that's not
business.
me.
Whatever it is, she's gonna run some sort of something. It's not just gonna be.
I personally
she gonna,
think the McDade
the
Sorry.
McDade,
McDade podcast
McDonald.
is going to make that 25, 30,000.
Hey,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
faith in the
No,
show.
So we got
That's
sponsors
so
calling
happy.
us right now.
Okay.
I just ain't pass them over to y'all because I'm trying to get my cut first.
Now
I'm just kidding.
you know,
I'm just playing.
Kenny,
I'm just
cut the
playing.
mic. Cut
Okay.
the mic, Trisha. Cut the mic. Anyway. Don't cut it. You ain't gotta cut it.
I can talk loud enough.
Okay, where it can be magnified.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I'm leaving.
let me tell you something, and I mean
I
this,
can't.
and
Let
I'm
me tell
saying
you
this.
though, I'm really blessed with my job. I have a great job. I have one of the jobs that are rare and hard to find because they care about the employee and they don't care.
They
about
really
the
do.
customer. Let's be honest about it. Real talk.
I know there's other company like that.
Like I'm serious. Like they do.
You don't find
they
companies like
they
that. You
cater
really
to
don't.
us.
There's a
And
company called KMW Media.
You know
you
what?
I know
I'm
about them too. They care about the
They care
show.
about
Yeah.
the people.
Well, then I'm gonna quit my job and come work at KWI.
But my thing, I appreciate
These are
that,
the
like,
bitches.
or whatever. Like, they're sending text messages checking on you. Are you okay if you're calling in and stuff like that? That makes you appreciate your job, going to work every day. I appreciate working for one
Yep.
man. No lie.
And you know what? You did say it yesterday because you told me when you first started at the company that you were going to give them 5
I
years.
said 5 years.
By
I'm at
then,
year
we were
4.
supposed to be having everything up and running that we want to do to make sure that we're comfortable.
And she was like, okay. I mean, I'm literally at year 4, but I don't think. I
but
wanna
she
leave.
told me,
I like
she
my
was like,
job.
I want to.
I'm happy at work. You know how some people, you walk in the job, you just be irritated. I mean, I have my days. These callers get on your nerves. I get cussed out on the phone. That's fine. But my thing is, I appreciate my job because if you get stressed out enough, they'll be like, hey, if it's enough people, they'll let you go home.
Right.
You can take a time out. You need to take an extra 2-hour lunch.
Right.
Something you do so you can decompress so you can get back and do what we need for you
Right.
to do.
You know what?
stuff
It's
like
hard.
that, so
It's
it's hard to find companies like
Well,
that. They
it's
don't
harder
care.
to say that too when you're a business owner because, I mean, if I don't work, I don't eat. If I get injured, like I hurt my finger and I hurt my back, I'm still going to work. I can't.
Shout out to one man for that insurance.
Well, yeah, I'm thankful that my wife covers me on her insurance, but at the end of the day, you really should be thankful. You guys be thankful for y'all jobs, and
Yeah,
even
that's
if they don't listen, working for a company is tough.
It's hard.
It really is because you always got somebody looking over your shoulder. You got to do things the way they want. Sometimes they don't care about you. But being a small business owner is really tough sometimes. Y'all see me
Yeah.
traveling and taking off, but I have to save extra money to make sure I'm good for the
make
days
up
I'm
or work
missing.
later, yeah.
I don't get time paid off time, so that makes it a little bit tougher. But I think it's a good thing. It's a good
think
thing.
it's
You know
a
what
good
I'm saying? So anyway, who's your daddy? You want me to go first?
Yeah, go.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna get into the original title of the show because we kind of hop subject, and I really
okay,
like
though.
that. It's cool. I mean, conversation.
You are 36 minutes in this show.
That's all right.
Really?
Okay, so y'all
We
know
on
I'm
the clock. Hold up.
long-winded.
Time.
No,
time.
I'm long-winded. However, we're gonna keep this short because I know two other people have to share. However, you guys, Father's Day, like you said.
That was Kenny. That was Kenny.
I'm bringing it down.
I'm just playing. Y'all got quiet and I'm just playing. No, the title of the show, y'all, is Who's Your Daddy? And we're all gonna share our experiences with our fathers, if we had one. We all three have totally different stories. However, my daddy, my papa, because I don't call him daddy, I call him papa, and I don't know why I started doing that, but I just wanted to be different. My papa, Mr. Mac McDade, Mr. W.C. McDade, he is amazing to me. And the only reason why we decided to do this show is because, like you say, Mother's Day is so big and extravagant. Father's Day is never really. I wonder
it's
why. I don't.
acknowledged, but it's not as big as Mother's Day.
It's not, but why? Why do y'all think? Before I say
I
something,
don't know.
Because women don't.
Because we pushed the baby.
you know, don't make me throw
It's
this.
a joke.
Okay, no, but why do you think that?
Because
Do
we
y'all?
pushed the baby out. Because we're the one that carried the baby, so they feel like.
I don't
It
know.
That's
doesn't
me.
matter though.
I'm just saying it doesn't matter, and I feel like you both played a role in making the child. Period.
Right.
But is it
But
more
I
strain
just-
on the woman
I
or
guess
something?
so, or whatever. Or the child's connected to the mother. I don't know because sometimes daddy can play the mama too.
Okay. In my opinion,
Uh-huh.
I think it's because women are the first nourishers of the child.
Right.
So, and the first teachers of the child.
Right.
So I think there's some value in that.
Right.
There's a lot of value in that because, we are out doing the other things to make sure that the wife has those things while she's at home.
So she
raising
can
the
care
child.
for the children.
So I think it's a different dynamic. I don't know if we need all that praise. Not for Father's Day.
Yeah, because when
You know,
Right,
yeah,
right,
you're
right.
so
Yeah,
right.
It's not that
You're
big
right.
a deal.
Right.
It's important.
We need that
to
praise.
acknowledge, but we
I
don't
need
need
it.
But I think mothers deserve it.
Yeah,
However,
fathers do too.
fathers deserve it, but I think we're good. You don't
Okay.
hear us complain about it.
No, you don't. But
You know.
then at the end of the day,
don't.
y'all still got feelings. Men still have feelings, even though y'all have a funny way of showing it.
We have egos.
But yeah,
We have egos.
Okay, egos, bigos, whatever. At the end of the day,
Why you
I
trying to
think.
why you trying to downplay it?
I mean, we ain't damn play. Cause let me tell you something.
Egos,
Egos. I mean,
Like
whatever.
that, like
You know what I'm
nonchalant,
saying?
like-
No, it's not that
Egos on
because I really think. Okay, so with my life, my father played a major role. My parents, y'all already know the story. I come from a Christian home. Both parents at home raising me.
Christian.
It was it was
Show.
it is no, but growing up, my dad is my hero. Okay, you guys he raised us the best way that he could. I know that he hustled hard, and that's where I get my hustle from. But he taught us morals, and he taught us how to balance checkbooks and save money,
Yeah.
and how to drive, and
Life
how
skills.
to change a tire on a car, and
Life skills.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he taught us life skills on how to be great when we get away from the nest. I don't know how my life would have turned out without him. Even though I got into some trouble, I did. I got into some trouble.
I'm just playing with you.
I wasn't a bad kid, super bad kid, but I didn't start doing stuff till I got older. And that's when my daddy started pushing his way away from me. Because at one point in time, we didn't have a super relationship because I had a smart mouth. I always talked back, never did what I was supposed to do. And I started acting out on all the emotions that I had inside from being bullied at school and talked about and all this extra stuff. But my daddy was there. He's always been there, and he's still here with me, and I love him. And I appreciate the fact that he was there. Were there times in my life where I felt like I needed him more? Yeah, it was, especially when I was pushed away from the house for being a lesbian. I felt like he didn't love me because of that. But he came back and he asked me some questions like, well, what is it? What is it? I want to
Help me
understand.
understand,
I
right.
want to understand why is it that you love a woman so much and you can't love a man. And he taught me how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I do appreciate what I learned from him. I didn't realize till I got older the stuff that he did teach me came more into play as an adult than it did a kid. But I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to say Happy Father's Day to my father. Now I want you to share your story.
I'm on a pound like a.
No, because
my-
you guys, this is the thing. You gotta understand, at some point, even if you had a dad or father in your life or a male role in your life, it was needed. You can tell that kids that grew up
I was
without
scared of
their
my
father
dad.
may have turned out having some issues or some resentment or whatever like that. Shantae, your story. I can say you told me that growing up it was you and your mama.
It was.
Your
I mean,
dad
she
was
was
too
in the-
busy doing other things in the
I mean,
streets.
it wasn't necessarily other things in the streets. I mean, he was locked up from what I remember.
Okay, there you go.
I have pictures of when we were babies. Clearly, they were together.
Uh-huh.
They
They were married. Your mom and
They
dad
were married.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever. They were together, and then something happened. He went to jail, and my mother was a single parent.
But
So-
you saw him growing up from time to time?
So, yes, like when I got in trouble because I was scared of him.
She sent him
So
to the
she
project.
used him
sent
as
him to the
a,
project.
she used him as a
She said he lived in the
used him
project.
as
She
a, like
sent
a
him over
discipline
there.
source. Like seriously, I was terrified of my father. Like all he had to
But
say,
he was
one
in
word,
a whole
I'm
nother
done.
world. He was an alcoholic.
I mean, he
so-
was or whatever, but I was terrified of him. Like literally, if I got in trouble, I'm gonna call your daddy. He get on that phone, he start talking. I'm scared. Like for real.
And he still do
or
now.
whatever. So I got in
Love
trouble
you,
one
CC.
day. I thought I was gonna be smart, go to the store, do good dumb kid stuff, steal little baby pacifiers and bottles. Why? Got caught. Had to lock me up in Arlington. Guess who came to get me? Well, my mama.
She sent her dad.
Baby, and clearly, so I mean, my mom is providing this life, a single parent. We're in Arlington, out here, which is like the suburbs. My daddy lives in West Dallas, projects at that. Okay, I don't know nothing about that. So what did he?
This is all nothing about that.
He had that bag packed in the car. I had to stay with him for a week. I didn't know what to do.
Right.
That was like literally like a culture shock.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious. It was a culture shock. I
Yeah.
didn't know what to do. Like I was scared. I didn't know. They were like, "Oh, you just act different." I didn't want to go outside.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
So
no
the
central-
bougie girl
it
in the
wasn't no
project didn't
central
want to
air
play
and heat.
out.
My daddy room was the only room that was cold. The rest of y'all got to suffer.
What you had the little
Let's
window
be honest.
unit.
Let's
the
be
little
honest
window
about it.
unit.
Real talk, you know. And I was like, "Oh, I don't know nothing about this life. I don't. Maybe I should get it together because I haven't. It made me appreciate the life that my mother was providing for me. You know what I'm saying? Seeing him.
Right.
I don't take anything from him. That's the way he wanted to live or whatever like that. I mean, I go see him or whatever, but I feel like as an adult and when my mother passed is really
He
when my
stepped up.
dad stepped up to be my parent. Like, okay,
She was in her early 20s.
I'm so sorry your
Right.
mother's passed, but I'm here for you. He calls me. He done called me twice this week. Like,
Right.
I mean, he calls me more. We text all the time. We hang out.
They're close.
He comes to my house and stuff like that. So, I mean, I can't resent you for not being there when I was a kid, but I can forgive you and
See,
bring
that's
in,
what
you
I
know
was
I'm
gonna
saying?
ask.
Or
That's-
whatever like that. Like, I welcome you. Like, I want you to be my father. You are who created me. And, you know, and I'm going to be there for you. So when he has procedures done or anything like that, he calls
We
me.
go.
He don't call. I have a sister and a brother. We all have the same father. He calls me. Because he know I'm gonna drop everything. I'm not coming to work. Oh, you need to go. Oh,
But you
whatever.
know what,
But I do.
Shantae,
I drop.
I not to cut you off, but I can really, I commend you on that because I know so many people that have so much hatred towards their fathers because he wasn't there and he didn't do this and he didn't do that. And for him to have been kind of in and out of your
Yeah.
life as a kid and then you get older and he really stepped up to the plate. You didn't question it
No,
or
for
nothing.
what-
You
well, I
just
think
let
I
him be
can't-
him.
I
You
can't.
know?
I mean, that's the past or whatever. That was
Right.
hey, whatever y'all were going through, whatever. I still wanted you to be my dad.
Right.
At the end of the day, you are who created me.
Yeah,
so
that's
why
real.
I gotta hold on to something that ain't got nothing to do with me. Hey, let's come on. Let's wipe the
That's
slate clean
cool
and
that you
move
can
on.
say that. Most people
Like whatever,
hold
most
so
people,
much
and they do, and that's
resentment.
them. But again, at the end of the day, they're missing out on a lot by
Right.
doing that. Whatever. So why would I hold on to that when I can create
Just
new
appreciate,
memories
yeah.
and move forward?
Right.
Let's just be honest about it.
Yeah. So what about you, Kenny? Like, how was it for you? Was your father in your life? Or?
Well, he was. He was present, but I
Mhm.
think that and it's funny how, I think once I became much more wiser and smarter and
Uh-huh.
understanding, I understood his lack of presence in my life.
Right.
Even though he was there.
Right.
So it's like, I didn't realize it later on. I'm saying when I was probably got in my early 40s.
Right.
And I started realizing, something, and probably actually it was really after he passed away in
Uh-huh.
2001.
Oh, okay. So
Then I started looking back, but I think I was just, it was like I wish I had more of a father figure in my life
Right.
because I seen it in other guys that I knew.
Right.
They were real close and they're like best friends even today.
Yeah.
And I was
mhm.
part of me was like proud of that, but the other part of it is feeling a little envious. Like I
Right.
couldn't have had that.
Right.
So I felt that way for a long time, and then I had to look back. Once I got to a certain point, I looked back. I'm like, something. What would I do if my father was alive today?
Right.
Mhm.
And I think today me and my father would be best friends. Because
Right.
of the person I am.
Right. That you've
You know what I'm saying?
become.
That I
Right.
become.
Right.
And I'm like, something. He wasn't a bad guy.
Right.
He didn't drink heavily. He didn't do drugs and stuff. He was a hard-working guy. He worked.
Did you see him a lot when you were younger, or
I
was it
s-
something that?
I saw him. I mean, when I was a kid, he was staying with my grandmom's. I was get mad because he wouldn't show up, and he said he's supposed to show up.
Right.
A lot of young guys go through that.
Yeah.
And it bothered me more than it bothered my brother.
Right.
But it was like, so I think from a young age, I started feeling like, why do I need you?
Right.
And even as I was growing up as a young adult, I'm like, I'm doing this on my own.
But do you think that's mental though? When we kind of say that,
What do you mean mental?
like, is it a mental thing? Like, do we just put in our head that okay, you know what, I don't need him?
I mean,
is that just something we say
It's a
just to
defense
put up?
mechanism.
We have to
Okay,
do it to
so
keep
like
it,
a block.
because I guess it can cause depression with some people.
Right.
Not knowing that he's there, but he's not there.
Right.
So and it's I used to always say to myself, the worst thing in having a father was having mine.
Right.
But then I realized he wasn't bad.
Right.
He was not a bad father.
So
He
you
wasn't
didn't
bad.
realize that he wasn't a bad father until you got older, or
I never
were
saw
you-
him as being bad. I never feared him. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I understand you feeling that
Right.
way. I never feared him.
Right.
I'm like, well, why are you talking to me now?
Yeah.
It was that type of thing. It was a resentment. Like,
Okay.
I don't really need
Like you ain't been talking to me this long.
Right,
Why,
so
why
why
are you
now?
trying to talk to me
And
now?
for me, my mind, where my head was like, okay, you started talking to me more when you became sicker.
Right.
I'm like, well, where were you when you were healthy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So are you doing this only because
Well,
you're
you know,
sick?
sometimes
Is
when
it real?
yeah,
Yeah, I
when
mean,
they're
is
sick,
it
you,
real?
you
So
start
settle
thinking.
down. But I realized that he wasn't a bad father. He
Right.
I'm sorry, he wasn't a bad man.
Right.
Now I try to put myself in his place. What was going on in his life that prevented him from being that
Right.
type of father?
See, and you have to have
So,
an
yeah.
understanding because sometimes you don't know. It's just like if your father is a drug addict or an alcoholic or something like that, they're going down the alley you don't know nothing about.
Right.
They in a person that is on the streets and out there doing stuff like that is
Yeah.
in a whole nother zone.
Yeah.
And they're not here. They're not
My father was
yeah.
not a substance abuser. at all.
Right.
you know?
Well, no,
So-
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
example.
But that
you
would have
have-
been something I can probably understand almost. I
Right.
didn't understand why you weren't that way in my life.
Right.
You couldn't be more attentive in my life.
Right.
You know, growing up as a young guy.
Right.
So, I mean, they say you never miss what you never had. And I
Right.
think that's not true.
Right.
I
You
think
do miss-
can
you kinda-
miss that.
yeah,
It's
you
a
do.
gap,
You
it's a
do, because
void,
sometimes it messes
the
it
hole.
messes people up to know. And I talk to people all the time. It's like, my dad wasn't here, and now I'm about to graduate high school, and now he wants to show up, and I don't want him to come to my graduation. I understand, you know what I'm saying, but you don't ever know what a person's going through.
And it's funny because I think today he would be really proud of me.
Right there, you
Absolutely.
go.
I mean, just the type of person that I am now. I'm
Right.
not saying I'm doing great things. I'm
Right.
not, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But he would have been happy of the fact that, hey, you know something, you had your mind straight.
You're
Right,
making
You
yourself.
did what you want,
doing
and
something,
it's a
right.
struggle for you, but you're doing it for you.
right,
And you're not being influenced by other people, other things. I could have been turned to drugs,
Yeah,
all types of other
uh-huh.
things. That's not me.
Right.
So I think he would have been proud today, and I know that I would have been a better son to him today through
Then,
his sickness
right.
had he been alive.
Right.
In a different mind space.
Right.
So.
I mean, and then you get older and you realize that, you gotta stop taking people for granted and love them for who they are,
right.
regardless of who
Yeah.
they
Live
are.
for the day.
Live for the day. You know what? And I
now.
like that
Like
statement
YOLO.
because you can't. I always go back to your story, Shantae, because I don't ever hear you saying, "Man, my daddy wasn't there. I'm not. He called me. I'm not calling him back." I don't
I
ever
be dropping. I put
She
people
will
on
drop
hold on
everything
calls
she
at
doing.
work. Like
You know
if
what
he's
I'm
calling
saying?
me, he calling for a reason. If he just want to hear my voice or something, anything. I'm excuse me, ma'am. Can I place you on a
And if
hold?
he
Like, I'm
can't
gonna
get in
answer.
touch with her, he'll
He
call
gonna
my
call
phone.
Erica. And
Where's
she gonna be
Shantae
next.
at?
Yeah.
Because I need, don't call her that, but where's she at? I just want to make sure y'all are all right.
Right, I'm
And
checking on y'all. Y'all my girls. You know,
Right.
stuff like this or whatever. And I appreciate that. Like,
Yeah, well, the
there's
thing
people out here
is-
that don't have their fathers, and then I think I appreciate stuff a lot more since I lost my mother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they gave me a greater, like, I just gained a lot more respect for people. Like,
Right.
And stuff like that. Like, it's hard living day to day with my mama not being here and seeing that I'm
I
being
know.
successful or
Right.
things and stuff like that. It's hard. I mean,
I know.
and stuff like that. My cousin at home without her mom,
Yeah,
or whatever
it's
like
hard.
that. But like, I talk to her too. Hey, go see your daddy. Whatever. Well,
She's gotten a lot closer
She done got
with
a
her
lot better
father.
too.
Our
I mean,
roommate, yeah.
like,
Think about
real
that.
talk.
Think about the divine purpose behind all of that.
Right.
It took a death
A death.
to get you to change
Right.
who you were to
Right.
be this better person that is always in you. Just
Right.
never been
Right.
able to express it.
Right.
Right.
Like with me and my father. I
Right,
think I became a much different person when he
Right.
passed away.
Mhm.
Right.
I had to go through because I was angry when he died.
right,
And then I was
Why you
angry.
leave me?
It took about 4 or 5 years, and one day I woke up. I'm like, I'm not angry no more.
right,
Couldn't even understand why I was angry before.
right.
And it
You
didn't make
just,
sense
it
to me.
didn't make
just-
any
I swear it
sense.
was like overnight. Something
That's
just
true though, because I was
transformed
angry
me.
at my mama's funeral. I think I got up in front of all
Right.
the people and told them, don't talk to me.
Right.
I for
I had to- I had to-
Yeah,
was
more
very
upset
involved
the
with the
fact that she's
arrangements.
gone,
I think I was because let me tell you, when you go to funerals, you hear all the hoopla stories and how great they were and stuff like this. So me,
I'm like, why would he break like that?
me being,
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
like, me being young, I think I was 21, 22, 23. I got up in front, normally you don't even hear the family speak at the funeral. Me, being me, Petty LaBelle, y'all.
Oh
Sorry.
my gosh. You
I
was
got
ready
up
at
and
the
got up Petty
funeral?
LaBelle. For
Petty
real.
LaBelle.
At the
Wow, I
Got
didn't know.
up in front of the casket. Okay. I'm her daughter. I'm gonna be okay. I don't need you. You didn't call and help her walk up these stairs or come.
Oh, I mean, because it probably was
I don't need
people
you
there.
now.
Yeah.
And I meant every word I said
Right.
or whatever. You didn't help her through the struggle. I ain't hear y'all calling to come see her or whatever like that. Don't call me. Like real.
Oh, wow.
Everybody left there with their eyes with their
Goodness.
mouth open, but I felt like me. I'm 100 and I kept it real. Don't call me.
Wow.
Wow.
I ain't never heard it like goodness.
I mean, I was point blank into the period. I think I told Nathaniel somebody that story. He was like, I wish I was there. I would have been a fly.
I'm a fly on the wall.
But I meant that though. Like, I mean, I still contact.
Because sometimes when people pass away, that's when folks want to show up and whimping and wailing and crying. Where you been? You ain't.
And she used to
You
buy
ain't
all
seen-
this stuff and all this.
Yeah,
and
I ain't
that.
seen you in 20 years. Where you
You
been?
I mean, and I feel like her
What?
side of literally my mother's side of the family, they contact me through Facebook. If it wasn't on Facebook, I don't think they'd ever see who I was. But they
She still
comment.
has living
All
siblings.
local?
Tyler.
Not too far, a
not too
couple
far,
hours.
or whatever.
Yeah, still local.
Right.
Or whatever. But I mean, that's how I see them, like I see her brothers and stuff like that. Facebook. Like,
Well,
oh,
I
you look
mean,
just like
hey.
your mother, that is whatever. Or we're having an event, or your cousin passed away, that is whatever. Facebook. So again, I appreciate
Facebook has
Like,
kept
really does.
families
It keep
connected.
people connected.
They really have.
'Cause
Because
I don't
I don't
think
know
they-
my family like that either. And if it wasn't for Facebook, I wouldn't know half of them.
Yeah, because they be
And
out
that's
there because I mean,
real.
who is these people?
That's real. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I hated about when my parents moved. They moved us so far away from family. I don't know none of my people like that.
Yeah.
I don't. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? I do want to say this though. If you do have like hold things against your father, you
Let
guys.
it go. Move on.
We
Pray
said
about
this
it,
on
let it
another
go.
show.
Start the
We
process.
start the process, and you know what the process starts with? You gotta change your heart. You gotta change your heart. You gotta change what's here, because what you holding on in here is affecting what you could physically have with this person before they go. One day you here, next day you gone. We'll never know when the person gonna leave, and that's your perfect prime opportunity. I struggle with staying in contact with my parents. For one, they live far. I can't just drive down the street and see them. Two, with all my whole busy life and my busy schedule, it's hard for me to get out there. So they're moving closer for a reason. I'm glad they'll be moving back closer and I can get to them. However, you guys spend time with your family if you have the opportunity, with your mother and your father if they're still here and you have them. Make sure that you're spending time with them. Call them up on the phone, FaceTime, send them money. Do what you got to do to look out for your family.
Send
And
them
quit
money.
holding grudges.
Send them money.
Or buy them. Never mind. We're not gonna tell daddy business on this online.
Don't
But
do him.
no, you can't. You cannot hold on to stuff, you guys. If your parent has wronged you in
Let it
for
go,
any
like,
reason,
yeah, start the
or if
process.
you have wronged your parent for any reason, especially these fathers, because I know a lot of people that had absent fathers and they've been trying to get into your life and you not opening up that door. You should. It's called healing. It's called therapeutic. It's called
I mean,
get
be
it.
the bigger person.
It's just
even
take
though
it one
your
step at
parents
a time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
it starts within the individual.
It
You have to
does.
decide.
You gotta
that-
change yourself.
And sometimes, like I said, me, I just couldn't figure out why I was so angry. But I understood why I was angry, but I couldn't understand why I was still angry.
Right.
And then when he died, I'm like, what am I being angry for? He's no longer here.
He's right.
So, like I said, it just, I guess my heart and God was
It
speaking.
kind of
and
makes you
saying,
think,
it's
like,
time
once
to
they
let it
pass
go.
away,
Yeah.
what could I have done? Maybe it could have been different, or we could have closed
Well,
it. It
I
makes
thought
you think
about that later on.
Later on, yeah.
But, what could I have done then?
Sometimes
But-
it be too late.
But then
you
it's
know.
like, well, what type of mind space was I in? I
Right.
wasn't in that mind space. I didn't have the
Right.
mental capacity to do that then.
Yeah.
But now he's gone. I'm like,
Maybe I could.
and I'm serious. I would love to have walked him in here
Right.
and said, hey,
This is
This is
my
me.
this is
Yeah,
my
this is it,
stuff.
you know,
Right.
Yeah.
and hey, still got your name.
Right.
Which folks still attached to this.
There
know what I'm
you
saying?
go.
So I could have said that, and he would have been proud of that.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, he was a good guy. He really was. He was
Okay.
really a good guy. It's just
Okay.
that I wish I could have had more of a father figure.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I can look back, and when I think about it, I get kind of down. But,
Uh-huh.
but I'm like, I've had so many father figures since then.
I was
Right.
gonna ask you that. So have you had any father figures?
I mean,
or people
I've
that
had-
you could look up to, or
When
that?
I've worked with a lot of executives,
Uh huh.
Okay.
and they embraced me.
Right.
They took me under their wing, not as a father, but I felt like if my father was present,
That's
like
what
that,
he
I
would
would've done
do.
something similar,
Right.
Because they didn't talk about just business. It was like, what's going on in your life?
Yeah.
How you feeling? How
Right.
you making out with this? If I share stuff with, how's that working out for you now?
Yeah.
That type of concern, just
Yeah.
simple, genuine interest in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I thought that started transforming me, and I appreciate all those folks.
Right.
Almost like what Rashad said I did for him.
Right.
I didn't realize I had an impact like that.
Right.
I thought I was pushing.
Yeah,
too
so
hard.
no, but sometimes you don't realize it until a
Yeah.
person says something. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? I really appreciate the fact that you
Yeah.
have helped me in more than one way. You know what I'm saying? So
And I think we all should do that. I mean, reach out to people who have impacted you.
you gotta
And
show
acknowledge
gratitude,
to them, the
right?
gratitude, the appreciation.
Right.
I've started thinking things differently since I had conversations with you.
Right.
And share it with them because,
Right.
they won't know until you tell them.
You're right.
And I
And
think it's important.
it'll help a
It
person
is,
change too,
absolutely.
because you might not know how big of an impact you are in a person's life until somebody says something.
And you
when
don't
they
know what's going on
say
in
it,
their life.
you're
that
like,
they haven't
dang,
shared with
really?
you.
Are you serious? I really helped you through that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So
it's something, I think it's a human thing.
it is.
And I was looking at something the other day, and it said something about people. Actually, was looking at NFL.
Right.
They had this thing about the Hall of Fame coming up,
Right.
and one of the guys, Steve Sable, who's the guy who ran NFL films.
Okay.
And it's funny how I look at stuff like that. But anyway, so he was actually talking about the human condition that he brought to football,
Uh huh.
meaning he's a filmmaker.
Right.
So he brought certain human conditions, like looking at the person's knuckles, the things that you wouldn't see in the actual.
Okay,
He
right.
filmed all those little things that had something to do with the human side.
Right.
Like football, these are real people. They sweat, they're in pain, they're sitting on the bench or something, they're trying to get healed so
Yeah.
they go back and play, or they can't play.
Right.
You got pictures of people who was out for the season and their
Mhm.
reaction. It was a human condition which made people think this is more than just a game.
It's more than just a
You know what I'm
game.
saying?
That's real.
And because he brought that human element to the screen so we all can see it, we see him as players.
Right.
But
That
in
and that's
reality,
it.
That's it.
That's all we see him. Well,
You-
that's all
you
people
lose,
see him at.
You
Yeah.
know, like when the Cowboys lose.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, turn his
Washington
camera
football
off. Turn the
team.
camera
I'm
and the
sure,
microphone
When the
off.
Come on, Green Bay, you're having problems.
That's
with
okay,
Aaron
Green
right
Bay Cowboys. It don't matter. You're not going to sit here on my table right now and talk about our team.
Washington football.
You're not going to do
Anyway,
that.
so anyway,
Washington football team, the no name.
that's another show.
You
That's another
boy.
show.
Oh,
So
cut it
anyway,
off.
but you know what I'm saying?
Cut it out.
He brought that human spirit to the game, and
Right.
like we wouldn't have known that had he not brought it. So everything we do,
Right.
we got to be able to touch people.
That's right.
We got to
Yeah.
touch people.
That
in
is
in a
right.
positive way.
In a
That's
positive
right.
So, and if you know you wrong people, just try to fix it.
Try to fix it, you
And
guys,
so
while you
can't
have
fight it.
time.
Just, you can't always win them back,
That's right.
but just try to fix it. Say, look, I've said what I had to say.
Right.
I was wrong. I made a mistake. It was a wrong choice.
Mm-hmm.
I made a commitment to myself that the second half of my life, because I'm beyond 50 now,
Uh-huh.
the second half of my life would be about building relationships with people.
Yeah.
That's what's
I
up.
don't care what I do. I'm trying to build relationships.
Build healthy
Healthy-
relationships.
That's it.
They gotta be healthy. And you know what? Just because and healthy don't mean y'all always seeing eye to eye. That don't mean healthy.
Healthy don't mean petty either.
That it sure doesn't. You better preach, girl.
Go on, girl.
Petty Betty
Go on.
over here trying to speak the word.
Go on, girl.
Go on, girl. No, but that doesn't mean, you guys, healthy relationships does not mean that you're gonna see eye to eye. Are you upset about something that
course.
your father or mother or somebody did to you? You could be, but
Yep.
you can be grown and sit down and talk at the table about it, because we do it all the time.
Round tables.
Round table
They're
talk,
very-
man. You
they're
need to
very
learn how to.
necessary.
They're very necessary and they're very therapeutic. It's very. Sometimes you can't keep what you have unless you give it away. I'm gonna say that every day, and y'all need to start learning how to say that. Man, you got to learn how to sit down and work your problems out with people. That way you can have healthy relationships. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes
So-
you just need to get off your chest. Just
Yeah.
say what's bothering you and move on.
Right.
And if you have, okay, now you just wait for God to do the rest.
There you go.
Well,
know,
Kenny,
nothing
let
more
me
you can
tell
do.
you what's bothering me.
Come on.
I'm just
It really bothers me that when you come in, you really just be tap dancing. That bothers me. I'm just playing because I love it.
But
He
actually-
gets so excited when he sees the big
It's like,
face and it
the
makes
puppy,
him feel
the
good.
puppy get excited when the
When I
master come
say
home
he-
and
Right,
wags.
look,
I didn't
tag me,
see
the
us.
little tail be wagging.
It's a spirit that you guys bring to the studio.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That
Thank
bring a
you.
positive thing.
All
That's
right.
why I begged y'all guys to let me on the show again.
Yeah, he was
And that's
begging.
fine.
Y'all would not let me on the show.
It was a great show.
I'm like,
We
That
appreciate
well,
you
Kenny,
for coming on.
we thank you
We
for coming on the
appreciate
show. It's about time for us to skedaddle. Do
Hey,
y'all know
you
what
know
skedaddle
something?
means?
There's only two owners of this network.
You know what?
We can
It's
do
time for
overtime.
our show to
We can
end
do
once
overtime.
again.
You talking about we can do
Once-
overtime?
Oh, overtime. Hey,
Yeah.
overtime. Hey.
Now we got other people coming in. There's lots of people behind you.
You
so-
know what?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Speak it into
Anyway,
existence.
I'm going to let Miss Shantae tell you guys how you can reach us on social media right now.
Why can't you tell them?
Babe, don't do that.
Oh,
I do
wow.
the intro, you do the extra. Now hurry up. Outro. You call it the outro.
Okay, guys, you can find us on our Facebook page at Erica and Shantae. That's ERIKA and Shantae McDade. You can find us on YouTube as well as Instagram at the McDade's Podcast. Make sure on YouTube you do click that subscribe and like our videos. If you're seeing this now and you missed it, it will be uploaded in 24 hours, so it'll be on there tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you can catch us here every Sunday at 6 p.m. at the Executive Suites of KNWI-Media.
Fear.com.
I was up, yeah, bam. There you go. Anyway, you guys, we want to thank y'all so much for tuning in live to our show today. Next Sunday, we have a special guest that will be coming to the show. She's only 7 years old.
7. She has
And
a story.
she's a kid sensation, you
And she
guys.
has a
She
story.
has a true story to tell, so you guys, I want you guys to stay tuned, and we're going to introduce you to her on next week.
What's her name? It's the Unicorn.
Unicorn Frost.
Unicorn Frost.
Unicorn Frost
She has
is
a
what she's
YouTube
talking
channel
about.
called Unicorn Frost.
Yes, you guys. So she's coming
Oh,
to the
she's
show,
amazing.
and she speaks very well. So y'all get ready because she's 7 years old and she's a fireball. So anyway, we are bringing a special guest next week. So y'all guys tune in live. We want to thank y'all so much once again. Happy Father's Day to every father out there. You guys have a great day. We thank y'all. Most of all, love each other and love on yourselves too. We out. Peace.
I got that one right.
Was that a good show?
Hold up, was I on the show?
No.
Damn right it was good. Fucking
It wasn't good. Never
fucking
mind.
brilliant, man.
I'm finna go eat. I'm finna eat. We not hanging around today.